Good morning, kids. Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in the great state of Utardia, and we're going to take a little venture into Kong's lab this morning. Haven't been into Kong's lab for a while. We always enjoy Kong's lab because we get to learn things. We get to put things to the test, and that's what we love to do. You know, because I'm only interested in the truth. Me, Kong's Water, Dr. Kong. I'm only interested in the truth, kids, and having fun with it, because that's what the world's all about. We really need the truth about what's going on out there and the different products that are out there. This is a company called John Ellis Water. This is, and I got to give these guys some kudos because, at least they were willing to send me a sample of their water. A lot of the people that are out there, a lot of these companies that offer these such great products, everything is so awesome about their products, but they're not willing to give you a sample of their product so you can test it out. There's all kinds of interesting companies out there, and every time one of them approaches me about something, I always ask them for a sample. And usually they want me to buy it. And they always say, yeah, you get a money back guarantee. But, I'm not going to spend the money on their product and then have to deal with sending it back when it proves to be crappy, just like everything I've tested. Every single product that I've tested that's supposed to be really good for you, it really isn't really good for you. And one of the things I've always said since I got involved with Kong and Water, and I started to understand the properties of water and that kind of thing. I found that it's not possible to store water. It's very important for you to understand this, kids. You cannot store water. You cannot put it in a little bottle like this and have it remain good for you. It's not possible. And even Kong's water, which is the best water in the world, you can't store it either. After a certain period of time, it goes bad too. It turns back into regular old, plain old, poisonous, acidic water. When I talk about water being poisonous, people go, oh, what do you mean poisonous? This thing is, you guys, is it may not be poisonous like cyanide, but what it is it's poisonous very slowly. It is a very slow, acidic poison that causes your body to literally eat itself from the inside out. It's the reason we continue to age and age and age, and why we start out strong and healthy, and then by the end of our lives, we're hunched down and barely able to move. It's because our body has literally been eating itself throughout our entire life because we haven't been given it the proper water, the proper nutrients, and that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, the human body is designed to last for about 100 to 120 years. And so, anyway, with all that said, you guys, hey, good morning, Austin. Good to see you, buddy. So John Ellis Water, give the guy kudos. He was willing to send us a test sample without any charge. And so I want to give him a chance, and let's see what the deal is. But the first thing I'm going to do is I want to zoom in on the lab area right here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And so what I'm going to do first is I need to calibrate in our ORP meter. You guys who are familiar with Kong's lab and being in here, you've seen the ORP meter. And you see right there, can you see that? Looks like it says about 270, 274. What it's measuring right there is literally the oxidation reduction potential or lack thereof in the air. This is the air that it's testing. And as you can see, just breathing in the air that I'm breathing right here in my kitchen today, in my laboratory, it's actually oxidizing my body. If you don't see a little negative charge right over here, a little negative thing, then the water is actually, or the air is actually oxidizing your body. Good morning, Michelle. Hey, I hope you find this interesting today. We're testing John Ellis Water, and we're gonna be showing you guys what the deal is with it. Okay, and so anyway, what I'm gonna do first is whenever I do these experiments, I like to calibrate in the machine to start with. Okay, and so the way I do that is by running some 11.5 strong acidic water and then some strong acidic water, so that you can see the two different sides of the spectrum, and we get the machine calibrated in so that we know it's doing what it's supposed to do. Because it's supposed, you know, the strong alkaline water, which is coming out the top right here, this is a really powerful 11.5 pH, and then what's coming out this bottom hose down here, right here, this one is a 2.5 pH, and it's actually the most powerful disinfectant there is on the planet. It kills every known pathogen that it's ever been tested against, and that's the key to, you know, that's one of the neat keys to this water machine, is that it gives you these different waters. Okay, and for everybody out there that has one of these machines, make sure that you remember that anytime you go from the strong acidic setting to on one of the other waters, it goes into a cleaning mode, because it needs to get all the salt off of the plates. Because as you probably know, salt is fairly corrosive, and we don't want it sitting on the plate. So whenever you run the strong acidic water, always make sure that you switch it to one of the other waters and run it through its cleaning mode before you turn it off. Okay, so anyway, all right, there we go. So what we're doing here first is we're going to show you the two different areas of the spectrum. Okay, so what you should be able to see right here, I just put it in the strong acidic water, and it's measuring a positive 1060, 1069, 1070. That's hugely oxidizing to your body, kids. That is like super serious acid. And when you see the alkalinity test that I'm going to do, see here, it's going all the way up over 11. It'll end up all the way up over 1100 by the time I'm done calibrating it in. And now I'm going to the 11.5 water. And if you look right here, you see, what does it say? It says negative 890. So that negative charge, that's what your body needs, you guys, especially if you're really sick. If you're somebody that's really sick, this water is what you need to be drinking. And, you know, so looking at this, it's at a negative 878, 875. Then we're just going to go back and forth here a couple times. Now it's up over 1100. See, now it's at 1100 positive. 1122, 1125, 1126. Okay, see, going back and forth. If you guys have one of these ORP meters, you want to calibrate them in whenever you use them. Whenever you're going to do a demonstration like this, you want to run back and forth between these two waters a couple of times to get all the stuff cleaned off of the tip of the ORP meter probe. And as you can see, it's climbing. It's all the way up there to 1130 positive. And then I switch back to the 11.5, and we're up there in the high 800s, getting close to 900. Okay, and so there we go. That pretty much calibrates our ORP meter in. And so now what I'm going to do, just because I want to show you guys the difference between these two waters, we're going to put the alkaline drops into the acidic water, and we're going to put the alkaline drops into the 11.5 water, and we're going to use a spoon and give these things a little stir. Dry that off. Give this one a little stir. Okay, so you guys should be able to see the difference between these two waters. You see one's, well, because of the light that's in here, you can't really see it, but this is really a nice yellow color, okay? And you can probably see it a little better from back there. But, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put this John Ellis water into this little one here. We're putting John Ellis in there, okay? Nice little dropper bottle. Thank you, John. Really appreciate that. So let's see what we get out of John Ellis water on our ORP meter. And as you can see here, kids, on the ORP meter, we have a positive 150 and climbing. See, it's climbing. Let's see how far it climbs just for the fun of it. Let's see where it goes. We're at positive 180, climbing, positive 200. Okay, so that positive number right there means that if you're drinking this water right here, it's going to oxidize your body. And as you can see, it's climbing. But to be honest with you, this water right here, in a a little bit of a kudos to John Ellis. This isn't nearly as high of an oxidizing level as the stuff that I tested at the water store the other day. The reverse osmosis water. It was up there in the positive 300s. I think it was like a 367 that I posted up onto Facebook. Hey, Shelly, good to see you, honey. Love you. Hope you're having a great weekend. But see this? It's climbing, a positive 200 and something. I hope you guys can see that, but that's why I'm reading off what it's saying. It's a positive 237. And so anyway, there you go. You have a positive reading on this water, which tells you, this should really tell you all that needs to be told, and that this water, this John Ellis water, is very, very oxidizing to the body. So no, it is not good for you. And so now we're going to give it the other test. We're going to drop it in for our alkaline test. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing like a yellowish green. Okay, this yellowish green color that you're seeing here, what this means is that this is acid. This water is very acidic to the human body, which, to be honest with you guys, this is exactly what I expected. Because the truth is that even once you let this water right here, if this water sits out for a couple of days, it will turn this same color right here. It'll end up being greenish, yellowish. And so that's basically what, what our experiment today was trying to show. When you go into the strong acidic water, you look right there, you've got a positive 1,000, positive 1,100. Okay, that's really bad. That's why we tell people, don't drink this water. You don't drink Kangen's 2.5 water. You use it to disinfect your house. You use it to kill your sore throat. You use it to get rid of your ear infections and your tooth infections like I did. Kangen's water has saved me a bunch of money. I had ear infections in both ears because of my hearing aids. And I got rid of those infections by utilizing this water and just dropping it in my ear and letting it sit for a couple of minutes. And within a day or so, my ear infections were gone. I didn't have to go to the doctor. Didn't cost me any money. I had the same situation with a really bad toothache about a year ago. All I did is use this water to gargle with. You see there, you're at a negative 800, 875. And then when we go into old Johnny Ellis, look what happens. It immediately goes to the positive side. And it's climbing, and it's going to end up climbing up there into about the 200 range. Okay, as you can see there, it's just consistently climbing up. Okay, so there you go, kids. That is going to conclude our test for today, because that pretty much gives us the information I needed to find out about this water. And I got to give a little kudos to the John Ellis Water Company for being brave enough to actually let us test their water. Like I said, most of the people in this industry, they won't even let you test their water. They won't let you test their energy drink. They won't let you test any of that stuff unless you want to buy it. At least these guys had the courage to actually send a sample of their water so we could bring it into Kong's lab and show people one way or the other. Because the truth of the matter is had this had a negative ORP, I would have said, hey, kudos to them. That's awesome. They actually do have a water that's halfway decent for you, or that's decent for you. Because if it's got a negative number, then it's good for you. If it's got a positive number, it's bad for you. period. And that doesn't matter what it is, whether it's food, because you can actually, it's kind of cool. I saw my friend Tristan Lee, she actually took the tip of this thing and stuck it into some raisins. And this is kind of cool experiment. I think I shared it out, but she took a raisin, stuck it into this, and it had a positive ORP. And then she took a bunch of raisins and put them in a bowl and let them sit for 24 hours in Kangen's 9.5 water. And then went back the next day, 24 hours later, and all of those raisins had basically turned into grapes. And she picked one of those grapes out and she stuck it with the ORP meter, and it literally had a negative charge. And I'm going to do that experiment here in Kong's lab here as soon as I manage to get to the grocery store and pick up some raisins, because I want to do the same thing, except I'm going to do it. And what she did is she just put it in the 9.5 water. I'm actually going to put it in both regular tap water right here from my tap, of which I have some of the very best tap water that there is in the world. It comes right off of the mountains right here by my house. It goes down into a deep well aquifer, and it comes up here into my house, and it doesn't get anything added to it. No chlorine, no fluoride, no chemicals of any kind. Yet, when I ORP test it, it has about a positive 250 ORP, which means that it's bad for you, that it's poison, that it's literally causing your body to do what's called catabolize itself. Because catabolization is when you eat yourself. Cannibalization is when you eat somebody else. Don't do that either, kids. Bad idea. Don't be eating other people. It's no good. So anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you very much for jumping in on the show today. Shelly, Michelle, Austin, I hope you're getting some value out of this. Hope you understand what the importance of this is. And hope that you'll share this far and wide once it gets up onto YouTube. I'll have it up onto YouTube later on today. But anyway, that's it for today, kids. Love you guys. And just remember, we are the Kong family, and we are here to change the world. And you might think that's crazy, but I'm telling you right now, we're changing the world. We're changing the world every single day. We're watching it happen, and we're doing it one glass of Kangen 9.5 at a time. Super hydrating, oxygen-rich, hydrogen-saturated Kangen water, and one lightning bolt in a box. One awesome visit to Kong's lab, one amazing guest, one awesome person, one amazing family at a time. Love you, kids. Do not forget your hugs and your HooDeeHooos. Have the rest of a great weekend, kids. We'll see you tomorrow for some more Kong family fun.